Shalom. Before we begin, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom and salutations to the elect. We're the brothers from the branch of Great Millstone, Montreal. I'm the brother Shaquat. And we're doing a quick in-transit lesson, and this lesson is going to be going into, the times that we're getting ready to come into, and that's it's known in the scriptures as the time of Jacob's trouble, man. And Jacob's trouble is a time that you can't compare to any other time in history, that took place, right? It's a different time. Matter of fact, you can just...
Yeah, I'll start with you, man.
Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah 30, and any precept you want, Jeremiah 30 and I'll start at verse 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace."
That's right, and that's what it is, right? Like the scriptures say about the scriptures in Lamentations, or Ezekiel says, and it was written Lamentations, mourning, and woes, So that's that. It's not of peace, So the doctrine of the modern day Christian church is completely off. Because what did they teach? They teach prosperity, and prosperity is pretty much synonymous with peace. So that shows you they're completely off. Because if you actually read the scriptures for what they are, you're gonna come to find out it's pretty much the most bloodiest book, that's ever written, man. There's a lot of blood. First and foremost, dealing with the wars that our forefathers fought. The way that the Lord, put particular men to death, and not only that, but future events, man. Future blood that's getting ready to come.
Real quick, jump in just to back up your point. This is Amos 5 and verse 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord."
Right.
To what end is it for you?
That's right.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. So, like you said, right? People think that, especially in the Christian church, like you gave the example, they think that the day of the Lord is going to be peace. The Lord's going to come out in the sky with hugs and kisses. No, man. Okay? Yeah, we're reading it. The day of the Lord is going to be darkness and not light, man, because the Lord is fed up with this place.
Right.
There's too much wickedness on this planet Earth, man. Okay? And ultimately, like it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, how that in order for righteousness to flourish, this kingdom has to be uprooted by violence.
Right.
Okay? Even the Lord said he's come to bring fire, and what will I if it be already kindled? So clearly you can see here, when you read the scriptures with understanding, the Christian church, they're going off.
Yeah.
Okay? Us we understand what the day of the Lord is, man. Okay, that's why we're making these lessons.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To get in the good side of the Heavenly Father. Okay? Just to finish off, it says, verse 19, "As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and laid his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him." In other words, no escape.
Right.
Okay? It's just going to be hell on every side. Like we're going into Jacob's trouble. Right? A day of sorrow. Right? Like we read in the book of Jeremiah. Okay? Last verse says, verse 20, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it," man? Okay? And that's twofold. Okay? Darkness in the sense of there's not going to be any answers.
Right.
If you're not in the know already, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay? The scriptures speak about how that men are going to be basically running like blind men. Roughly paraphrasing, is in the book of Zephaniah. In other words, they're not going to have any answers.
Yeah.
Only the men of the Lord are going to understand what's going to be happening. Okay? And the other side of it is actually complete darkness.
Right.
Okay? Because the Lord did say he's going to bring the plagues of Egypt once more. Okay? What was one of the plagues of Egypt? Darkness.
Yeah.
To the point that people could feel that darkness, man. Okay? So imagine right now in this society that we're living. Right now we're going under a tunnel. There's a lot of lights.
Yeah.
Imagine if the grid goes down, man. No more lights. It'll be dangerous going to this tunnel, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, because you won't see.
You won't see shit. Okay? And with the grid shutting down, that means cars are not going to function too.
Yeah.
Because a grid attack attacks any electronic type of vehicle, whatnot, or how do you say that? Any electric thing. Okay, that's the best word I could use right now. Okay, but if your car run off of gas, even that, the gas station is not gonna work because it needs electricity.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? You'll be through. All right? You'd have to move in the daytime because the nighttime will be very dangerous.
Yeah, to be outside.
Yeah.
And they show that in dystopian movies. The worst time to be out is when it's dark. I remember a scene from I Am Legend.
Right.
When it was getting dark, you had to,
you had to flee, brother,
you had to
because the
flee.
walkers were coming.
Yeah, he
Not the
couldn't.
walkers, but like the zombies.
Yeah, you couldn't stay out. But that's what it is. That's reality. That's where the most danger is gonna lurk at nighttime when it's dark.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to Jeremiah. Back to Jeremiah 30 and verse 6. Now it says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child."
Right. So these times that we're speaking about, it's gonna turn a man. It's gonna seem like a man. A man is gonna be so feeble to the point where it's gonna be like, yo, this guy, he's pretty much a bitch.
Right.
He turns into a bitch because that's what it's saying. It's gonna be like a man giving birth, which that's not actual. A man's not actually giving a birth, but it's symbolic, man, to the great travail that he's gonna be under, man.
Yeah.
To the point where he's gonna be like, yo, he's gonna be so weak, he's gonna be like a woman.
Yeah. Scriptures speak about, and it's in the book of Ezekiel, how that all knees shall be weak as water. Okay, so your tough guy, MMA fighter, big bodybuilder, whoever that you have in your head of image of top masculinity, tongue twister, masculinity.
Yeah.
Okay. Even that bozo, he's gonna be through.
Yeah.
Okay, because only the men of the Lord will be stable.
Right.
In that time, man.
Right.
All right.
Because they're not spiritually prepared. But the men of the Lord are being spiritually prepared now, because that's what you're gonna need in that time, to have a strong spirit. And that's why what the men of the Lord are going through now. That's why that's the part of the reason being made strong, man, for these times that are coming.
Yeah, it says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness."
Yeah.
Yeah. In other words, no hope, man.
Yeah.
When you have that pale face, meaning you have no hope.
Yeah.
Right? It ties in with that in Ecclesiastes, when those that look at the window, their face shall be darkened, because they see no hope for this place, man.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm saying? Even the average Joe right now, but with the vibration of the prophets pushing forth this word, they're seeing that, Babylon is not the same as before, man.
Yeah, the lost its glory.
It lost its glory. Everybody's thinking backwards, to the years of 2016, the 90s, the 2000s. Nobody's looking forward to the future. Because what? As each and every day goes on, it's more oppression, man. Because the wicked is ruling. Proverbs 29 and 2. Okay?
Right,
So
it says, the scriptures say, I've seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Yes, sir.
And a green bay tree has like big. When it's developed enough, the leaves, they give off a big shade.
Right.
And that's what Esau pretty much did. He shadowed the whole earth with symbolizing darkness, man. He made the whole world dark.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Isaiah 61. We'll get that after. But to finish off, it says, verse 7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it."
Right, and that day is the time of Jacob's trouble. The time that we're approaching, a time where there's going to be chaos everywhere, man. Trouble for Jacob, pretty much.
Yeah, even the elect is going to go through that trouble.
Yeah.
But the only difference is that the Lord is going to be with us.
Preserve.
Unlike these other people. You know what I'm saying? Because it does say in Zechariah, the 1/3 must go through that fire, man.
Yeah.
It's not called Jacob's trouble for no reason. Okay. Again, going back to the Christian church, they think that when all hell's breaking loose, there's going to be a rapture.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be basically exempt from, going through that fire. What?
Yeah.
No, you have to be proven, man. That's going to be the hour where it goes into the hour of temptation.
Yeah.
Right?
That's too easy.
It's too easy, but come on, bro.
Yeah, Sirach 2 says, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare for temptation.
Yeah.
Be ready for trial. A rapture, you're not being tried.
Come on, bro.
You're getting like you said, you're getting exempt.
Yeah, we're getting exempted, but still we have to, our faith has to be proven.
Yeah.
Our integrity. Okay? Do you really trust the Lord? That's where it really is going to count. Because right now everything is as per usual.
Yeah.
You're going to work, you go home, you know what I'm saying? You drink wine, you fuck your woman, whatever. Everything is, is the usual. But once it's time where you resist unto blood, that's when it's really going to count, man.
Yeah.
Because your back is really going to be against the wall,
Right.
as they say.
It's just like trying a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You can only try. Who's a real friend in adversity, like the scriptures say, and that's what the case with the Lord is. He's gonna put you in adversity to see where you really stand and see your character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Yeah, that he referring to the elect, like we're going into. The elect's gonna be saved out of that, man. But regardless, we're still gonna have to walk through that fire. But the thing is, Yahweh Shai is going to be with us. Just like with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were thrown to that furnace of fire, those were the fourth man. Okay, even Psalms 91 backs up my statement, man. And that the Lord is gonna preserve us from every side. 1,000's gonna fall at your right hand and on your left, but what? It's not gonna come nigh you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be in the midst of it, seeing all these things happen. Okay? But hey, that day is going to be a day that the world has never experienced, man. Because what? It's the finale of judgments.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to get Daniel 12 and verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people." So even Michael, the archangel, is going to have to stand up, man. Okay? Because we're going to need spiritual intervention. Because Jacob's trouble also what comes with that is Esau coming down with great wrath as well. Okay, and when pursuing to Revelation 12 and 12. So when Esau comes down having great wrath, we know who he's targeting. Okay, his main target is going to be the elect, because we're the ones that's not gonna basically bow down to his image. Okay, to consent and to worshiping the beast, to worship his new system.
Yep.
Right, so he's gonna come with all type of gadgets. Okay, new swords, new weapons, and try to come after us. So of course, we're gonna need spiritual intervention, man. We're gonna need Michael to stand up.
Yep.
And I'm saying the Lord's gonna have to send our guardian angels, okay? And I'm saying get to work. Protect my men.
Yep.
Okay? Isaiah 59 and 19, man. Right? That standard's gonna have to be lifted, man, because Esau is too strong for us, man. We can't fight Esau in his domain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only way we can fight Esau is tapping into the spiritual. Alright?
That's right.
It says, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay, once again, the elect.
Yep.
But it's telling us a time that the world has never experienced, man. Worse than the flood, worse than 70 AD, worse than Egypt. Any major event that you could think of that took place of great judgment, Jacob's trouble is going to supersede that, man. Okay, because hey, it's the end of the end.
Yeah.
After that, wickedness is not going to be anymore. So of course, it's going to have to go out with a big bang.
Sure.
Oh, I must get this here. You got to do it for
Yeah, that's why when those times come, we're gonna be like pilgrims.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to be like pilgrims. We can't be stationary. We're always gonna be on the move.
Yes, sir.
Because it's gonna be danger everywhere, and it's not gonna be the same, man. Because brothers are not gonna have a job, obviously, in that time.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You won't clock in, clock out. You won't have that routine no more.
Hey, that's the spirit you said that, because even the brother Apache made a lesson on that.
Oh, yeah,
he had
yeah.
a dream. One of the elders lost his job.
Yeah.
But that's coming, man.
Yeah.
Brother's gonna be laid off. Okay, as we get closer into this thing of ours. Well, not until the end. May I say?
Yeah.
Hey, it's gonna be very uncomfortable, man.
Yeah.
But that's when, once again, that's when it's gonna count. But I'm gonna read this in 2 Ezra 7 and verse 43. It says, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past." Okay, so it's the day of doom.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we're entering into, man. We're there. Okay, but I want to get that word doom because, when you said something that, triggered something in my mind to get the scripture. So this is the word doom in the etymology online, because I remember I read this before. Yeah, it says a law, a statute, decree, administration of justice, judgment. So it's the day of judgment.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the time that we're in. That's what Jacob's trouble is all about, man. Judgment. Okay, what's judgment? People being deleted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's judgment. Right? Does it not say in Zephaniah, I think 3 and 5, how that every day the Lord brings his judgment to light? What is that? What does that mean?
Yep.
People get deleted. What's deleted? When you go back to the spirit world. Okay, if you have a hamster in your brain, you're gonna understand what I'm saying.
That's right. It says the wages of sin are death.
It's death.
So
man.
the payment for sin is judgment and
Judgment. That's the day of doom. So, like I read, I'm gonna read it again. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. Right? That day of judgment. Jacob's trouble. Okay, in the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Right? Immortality coming for who? The Israelites.
That's right.
First and foremost, starting with the elect. And corruption is gonna be done with, man. Esau's reign of chaos and just complete debauchery, that's gonna be a thing of the past, man. And temperance is at an end.
Corruption, the bodies too.
Yeah.
You're gonna get new bodies because these bodies are corrupt.
Yeah.
You know.
It says, verse 44, and temperance is at an end, and fidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up, man.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that, man. And this even ties in with the previous chapter goes into that too. You know what I'm saying? But that's where we're at now. The truth is being sprung up. Okay? And corruption is being at an end. Esau is being exposed. Okay? This devil's through, man. You know what I'm saying? It's our time to win now. Esau's fucking losing.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm going to get this last scripture. I'm going to close very soon. Because you mentioned about pilgrims. Okay? So that's what we respect the idea for this lesson. Pilgrims upon the earth. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 40. It says, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So in other words, when you go into that word pilgrims, it's basically a person that's traveling for religious purposes. And currently that's what we're doing here, man. We're just passing by and we're preaching this message. Okay, making sure that the elect, it reaches the elect. We're prophesying until they win. So we don't have time to be settled and, you know what I'm saying, being that mentality of building back the community, building businesses, you know, try to, or what's it called, make a legacy or whatever. We're not in that time, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the time to just do the work and then be in the mindset at any time I could lose all these carnal stuff that I have. Even family members, I could lose them at any time. That's the mindset you're supposed to have, man, so that when it happens, it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
Because you already have it in your mind that it's going to happen. Okay? But yeah, man, that's what it's all about, man. You know what I mean? You want me to get another precept or?
I got one more.
Come on.
This is 2 Timothy 2 and verse 3. I'm gonna start at 3. It says, Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. Right? So being a man of the Lord, you know, just to back up the brother, you shouldn't be attached to particular things.
Right.
You know, you don't be too attached to anything, man. You know? Because it's gonna be better for you that way. You know, whether that may be your family, a job, your woman, you know? Because we're pilgrims, man. We're not here. This is a place that we're just passing by.
Yep.
You know, we're not here to settle. Where we're gonna settle is the kingdom.
Facts.
You know?
Yep. I ain't got anything else, bro.
Yep, you can close it.
Okay, Khan. Hey, Lord willing, you know, this was edifying. And we're gonna close it off there, man, by getting all the praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruchak,
Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, we're gonna say Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.